Real estate groups are constantly leaving thousands of dollars on the table simply because they just can't reply to leads fast enough. And we all know the stat by now that if you're replying to leads within 5 minutes, then your odds of a conversion are going to skyrocket. So to fix that problem, I've built a GoHighLevel plus n8n intelligent AI system that is going to automatically have a back and forth text message conversation with the lead, asking just a couple qualifying questions. Once that's done and the lead has responded to those questions, the agent will then go ahead and ask if they want to book an appointment into the calendar, and it will assign that lead to the best fit agent. This is genuinely an insanely powerful tool and automation setup. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to build this for yourself. Or if you want to go ahead and download the actual n8n template and the GoHighLevel snapshot, that will be available down below in the description. I want to show you guys how this entire system works. First, it starts off by a lead coming inbound, either by the chat widget, they send a direct text message, a meta ad lead form, or a form submission. So that will then trigger the AI conversational agent, and this agent will then have the back and forth conversation asking questions to the lead to further warm them up and gather more details. Next, the agent will ask the customer to book an appointment. It will then look at the calendar to find any available slots based on the user's preferences. So if the lead says, oh, my best availability is around noon, the agent will then go look at the nearest day for noon available calendar slots. If there's none available, it will then offer other slots that are available. And it will have this back and forth until it basically books the lead into a calendar. Next up, after the lead is booked into the calendar and the lead has answered all of the agent's questions, it will then pass that data into n8n. The data that we're going to feed into n8n is here. So these are all the custom fields that our agent is storing throughout the conversation. Is the lead a buyer or seller? What area, price range, and their timeline. All of this data then gets fed into an AI, which is going to be the decision maker, so that it assigns the lead to an agent. So the best fit agent is what is output, and then we pass that data back to GoHighLevel so that we can assign the chosen agent to the lead and send them a notification. That looks like this: webhook to GHL, assign the agent to a lead, and then send the agent an SMS with the lead details. I'm going to get into the actual nuts and bolts of this operation, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to AI agents inside of HighLevel, and you can do that by clicking on your AI agents tab, and then go to conversation AI, go to your agents list, and you're going to see this Mark Spain real estate agent. So I'm not going to go over too many of the settings here. Supported communication channels. You're going to want to keep this for chat widget, SMS, and then you can add any other channels you want into this. If you would like the agent to respond on different channels, it absolutely can do that. Next, we're going to go to the bot training. Now you can add your own knowledge base into this agent. So whether you want the agent to have qualifier questions asked to the user, or you want to have a back and forth conversation, then you can just go ahead and upload a knowledge base so that the agent has details and knowledge that it can pull from about your company or about your real estate group. Go ahead and do that. And the bot goals, this is the main thing that you're going to kind of want to customize. Right now, this is set up as if it was a Mark Spain real estate agent. So we can kind of see some of the rules in here for the personality. You can open all these up, go through how I have this prompted, and make adjustments however you need this to be adjusted. Remember, keep your prompts very, very simple. Almost like you're telling a 2-year-old what to do. Just keep them very simple. You don't need to have this complex, 3,000 line prompt. It's just a very simple guide that the agent is supposed to follow. Now, under the additional information, this is where we tie in the rules and how the agent is supposed to use its different tools. We can see stuff like this right here, right? If all questions were answered, trigger hot leads workflow, then ask to book an appointment. Under our actions, or I like to call them tools, I'm just used to calling them tools, but under the actions right here, we can see that appointment booking, trigger workflow, add contact info, stop bot, human handover, and auto follow-up are enabled. So another cool thing I kind of forgot to mention, but if a lead doesn't reply to any of the messages within a couple of hours, the bot will automatically follow up with that person and just say, hey, I'm checking in, you're still interested. It will follow up with them just to keep the conversation going. So under appointment booking, you can assign the agent to a calendar, and it will then look at that calendar for availability and be able to book these leads directly into the calendar for you, which is amazing. Seriously, it's incredible. Trigger a workflow. The workflow that needs to be triggered is the one agent lead ready outbound data. So we'll get into that in just a second. Next, we have this add contact info. This is where the agent's able to store information about the lead. So we have buyer or seller, price range, timeline, interested areas. The agent will automatically start storing this information as it goes through the conversation. Each of these fields are custom fields in GoHighLevel. So if you're installing this snapshot, then you will already have these custom fields installed and you don't have to worry about changing these. But if you do want to change these, or you want the agent to gather different types of information, then you will need to add your own custom fields and then update this add contact info section to include those new custom fields for the data that you want the agent to be able to save. Make sense? Lovely. Cool. So now you have officially made your first AI conversational bot. Done. Now, how does this actually assign the agent to a lead? Now let's look at the n8n template. The first thing here is that from GoHighLevel, once the agent is done gathering information or it's booked an appointment, we're going to send that lead info into n8n. And that is going to be this first webhook. Now, I've added tons of notes around this that shows you exactly how to customize it and what information needs to be replaced or swapped so that you can customize this and get it up and working for you probably within about maybe 10 minutes or so. You can get this working. The inbound data goes from this webhook and that triggers this entire workflow. This is going to be the lead router agent hooked up to OpenAI. And what we can do is open this and let's expand this prompt. And this is the main thing that you're going to want to kind of adjust and change based on your preferences or your client's preferences. You can go through this prompt and just understand how this agent's going to be kind of determining which agent is best fit for a lead. So you can go through all this, and then we have these custom variables in here. So this is going to be the lead's information. We have their first name, last name, their type, if they're a buyer or seller, what interested areas they want, their budget, and their timeline. These are all the details that were gathered by the AI conversation agent. Next, these are all the agent's information that's in your group. So we have agent name, for example, Alex Morales, their user ID, preferences. This is everything that you need to change right here. All of this information. Go through this and put in every single one of the agents in your group so that the AI has enough context so it knows how to assign a lead to the best fit agent. Now, before I move forward, I just want to show you where to get this user ID from, because this user ID is extremely crucial to have so that GoHighLevel can then actually assign the agent to the lead. So let's go back to GoHighLevel real quick, and we're going to go to settings and then go to my staff. And if you look at your staff, you're going to see this email. You'll see their email right here. And then you're going to see this weird unique code right underneath them. And it has this little copy button. So this is going to be the user ID. Okay. Make sure you copy this, go back to n8n, and where it says user ID, you're going to paste in that user ID right there. Once you've gone through and you've customized all that information, then if we look just right here down below, we have this edit fields. This is just going to standardize some of the information coming from GoHighLevel so we can kind of set all those fields correctly. Then we're going to merge that data. So we take two items, merge them into one. Once again, we're just going to set the absolute final fields, and then we're going to pass that data back to GoHighLevel. Now within this is going to have the selected top agent. I did actually build this so that this agent will actually output the top 3 agents, but the way that this is set up currently is that it will only take the number 1 top agent and then provide that back. So if you actually wanted to provide actually the top 3 agents that I suggest, you can also do that. It's already structured to do that. All you would need to do is change this output right here. So very simple. After that, the data is then passed back to GoHighLevel, and I will show you these workflows right here. So let's go to automations. We're going to go to this Mark Spain automation where you will then see the automations available here. So the first one, agent lead ready data. This is going to be the start of the automation from the conversation agent that will then pass the data over to n8n. So we can see the contact gets tagged with hot lead, and then we're going to pass it via webhook over to n8n. Now for really quick reference, this URL right here, you need to grab from your n8n. So when you open this up, you're going to see this post URL right here. While you are testing, use the test URL and then listen for test events so you can kind of trial this and play with it. But if you're ready to go, just go to production and then grab this URL and you're going to paste it into this area right here for this workflow. Okay. Next, let's go back and let's look at number 2. This is the inbound data. So this is the really quick and easy workflow that's going to go ahead and sign the agent to the lead. So the inbound webhook right here. You need to go ahead and take this URL right here and then paste that URL into the final HTTP node right here. And that URL is going to go here. So once you've done that, you then have your HighLevel and n8n completely connected together. They can pass data between each other. and you're good to go. And just for reference really quickly, this is the final SMS that gets sent to the assigned agent. It looks like this. Hot lead, it shows the lead's name, the lead's phone number, the lead's email, and then it sends their type, their area, their budget, and their timeline. And it just notifies them this lead has now been assigned to you. So this obviously is going to be the easiest if you just install the Snapshot. But if you don't install it, you have at least the bare bones idea of how this works. And if you also want, I'm going to provide down below this exact diagram. So if you want to download this diagram so you can reference it for your own AI agent builds or your own workflows, you can go ahead and do that. I hope you legends got some value out of this, and I know there were a lot of different values and different things going on. So if you're new to AI and new to automation, I am going to be starting a school community really soon. So if that's something that you're interested in, drop a comment down below. I'll probably send you an early invite to access the paid community for completely free. And if you want to install this into your own agency or for your clients, then you can grab the Snapshot, which will also be down below. I will see you legends in the next video.